There is a very, very angry lady in the forest, and all she has to say is, "Get the hell off my lawn." Forces of the Wood Elves assemble, for something dark has invaded the forests of Bretonia. Cetra and the Tomb Kings have come to town, but Dreich is here to say, "Get out of my bushes." Hi there, YouTube. This is the Magnus, bringing you another Total War Warhammer 2 online ladder battle, this time facing off against Cadaver and the Tomb Kings, and I'm playing the Wood Elves. So yeah, going with the Wood Elves here, the shady elves, the sketchy elves, whatever you want to call them. Been trying to get decent with somebody that's not Chaos. And I like the Wood Elves. I mean, they're pretty cool. So they've got some interesting units. So let's take a look at what I decided to bring. 3 Eternal Guard with shields. Usually Tomb Kings like to bring a lot of arrows. They may bring constructs. These guys can do pretty well with that. I also have 2 of the War Dancers. I think so. Hold on. Where's the other one? There it is. So 2 War Dancers. And then in the back I have 2 of the War Dancers with Azurai Spears. Again, thinking of constructs, stuff like that. 1 Glade Rider. They're quick. On the left I've got the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. On the right the Great Stag Knights. And my lord is going to be Dreicha, as I teased earlier. And she really allows you to go pretty wide because she's inexpensive. She's your lord and your caster. So pretty cool, and she's got summons. My opponent out over here, they've got a couple of the Horse Archers, and then the same thing on the other side. Hiding in the trees from the Wood Elves is an interesting proposition. We'll see if that works. Cetra, the Imperishable, on his Pimp Wagon. He's got his chariot or whatever the heck you want to call that thing. Bring some elite infantry. You're going to see there 3 Tomb Guard in the front, 4 Tomb Guard. Good lord, seems like a bit much. So definitely going to be a challenge to deal with them. We got some skeleton spearmen in here, and then in the back Tomb Guard with halberds. So obviously he's expecting a lot of cav potential play from the Wood Elves, so this is a good tech piece against that. And the Tomb Guard are going to trade pretty well with infantry. He also brought the Blessed Legion of, I don't know how to pronounce that, but really good Regiment of Renown, and also the Chosen of the Gods. So just a lot of nasty stuff. He starts to advance with his skirmishers here, so I'm going to have my archers fire on them right away. It's definitely a battle I want to win. I also send in the cav. I want to screen them out, and if he doesn't have them on auto retreat or his micro isn't good, and he gets caught by my cav, they're going to get slaughtered. But he pulls up the rest of his stuff, so I start pulling back, and unfortunately that's going to let him shoot me in the back a bit, which isn't great. Also, a mistake you're going to see that I make here is I don't really recognize the Chosen of the Gods because they're hidden in the trees. So I'm going to go after his skirmish archers first, pull back my cav, kind of get things balanced. Front line's going to go in. The War Dancers are going to have a fun time with skeleton spearmen. You can see chopping them up pretty good. On the other side, the War Dancers are doing well, but they're getting a lot of fire, and they're going to melt pretty quickly that way. I try to send the Glade Riders up the gut here, but Cetra's going to come out, and that's going to be enough to scare them off right away. So not great, but we're going to put down a pendulum here on the Tomb Guard with halberds. They're screening me from getting back into all of his goodies back there with my cav. And then Cetra's out here riding around trying to get rid of my archers, and this is way too important for me to just let happen. So you're going to see I pull the cav back to chase after him, and then even these guys over here when they recover. So some of my archers are shaking, but trying to fire in on him, trying to focus him down with the cav. Cetra's just too nasty, but look at that, just blows up my cav, and he's got Melikos on him, but this Neru's incantation gives him 44% ward save, so that's going to help him out quite a bit. He's also doing fire damage. If I get a good surround on him, I'm feeling pretty good about what's happening here, just firing away. But my cav is just melting between friendly fire and whatever the hell he just cast. They're all going to fall apart. So at this point you're going to see the balance power goes pretty heavily in his favor. I'm not going to give up on killing Cetra, nor on the battle. You're going to see Dreicha here is going to summon some Dryads to get rid of the Blessed Legion, or at least tie them up. Still shooting at Cetra best I can. He brings some skirmishers over. You know, they're trying to chase off my cav, so I want to give them a little fire too. But really trying to get rid of Cetra. He's just too important, too nasty, and yeah, I got to find a way to try to make him go. So the balance of power starts to even out a little bit, even though my archers are being harassed. And the infantry fight, you know, it's going to be a slog. I mean, he's got, you know, a lot of Tomb Guard. They're tough. They're not easy to get through. So I'm just trying to, you know, keep my archers in the game, keep him from killing all of them. He's doing a great job of harassing my cav off the field, which is very unfortunate. That was a big investment. I even pulled Drycha to try to chase Cetra here. I'm kind of desperate. Probably not the best play considering he's way too fast for. But again, just trying to kite with the archers, getting some good damage on him. I brought the Swiver shards because they do armor piercing, great for constructs. We're taking down something like Cetra that has 110 armor. If you try to do it with the regular archers, it's going to be a tough go. He's going to use his little blast ability again. And then I see this, and I know with that long of a cast time, I know what's coming. It's the Ushabi. You know, he's at that time where he gets that free summon, so I'm going to try to get away from them. But I've got to kill Cetra. I can't let anything stop that. I think that's the only way I'm going to get a chance to win this game. So I keep firing away at him. The poison arrows from way back here, not quite able to connect and slow him down, which is unfortunate. So he's going to get a good ride into the scouts here. But I send them this way, and these guys are moving up, trying to fire at him, because he keeps going back here to try to zone me out. I don't want to let that happen. The Ushabi are having a field day on my Deepwood Scouts, so that's not great. But boom, down goes Cetra, so now I feel like I've got a shot. I really need to ignore the Ushabi. They're going to melt anyway, so I'm just going to try to kite these Tomb Guard and get rid of them. Over here in the infantry fight, it's going okay. It's a slog, but now that I've got, you know, Drycha and he's got no lord, no heroes, you know, I feel like I've got a chance here. So you can see he's going to run the Ushabi over here to get into the rear of my infantry. Great play. Back here, his summons were able to take care of one of my archers. So now I'm just down to one. The Deepwood Scouts over there, which are still kiting the Tomb Guard. They're never going to catch them. They're just too slow. But then he brings over his cav, the Skeleton Horse Archers. They're all out of ammo, but they're still quick, 76 speed. You're going to see I'm just going to dump on them with the arrows here. And then I'm going to try to kite, of course. But, you know, he's literally twice as fast. But I want to get as much damage in as possible before we connect in melee. And so then he catches me. But, you know, his guys have what? 16 and 18 as far as attack and defense. My archers actually have 19 and 24. So they do outclass them. So I'm just going to have them stay in there and try to finish them. We've got, you know, virtually no ammo left anyways. And they are going to win that fight and put the last of his skirmish cav, I believe the last of his skirmish cav, to bed. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. He still has one more over here. So I've got some forces rallying. There's not much left on either side here. I've been tossing Miasma at the Chosen of the Gods. Kind of see them as the biggest threat. You know, they've got great stats. Drycha retires one of his infantry. Gonna stick in here for now and try to take care of the Tomb Guard. My victorious archers are gonna come over to join the fight. This Eternal Guard with just 21 units and not much health is gonna come over and try to get in there with Drycha as well. On the far side, his Tomb Guard is beating my Eternal Guard. Yeah, considering, you know, the Tomb Guard's that much more expensive than the Eternal Guard, it's kind of to be expected. But I actually felt like they traded pretty well. Here again, Tomb Guard, but this is against the War Dancers. And these girls are soldiers. They hang in there a long time. While Drycha just tries to finish this off. I'm trying to get rid of the last of his mobility because otherwise he can, you know, cycle charge and rear charge and use those kind of tactics against me. And you really want to avoid that when you can. But obviously he has a huge speed advantage. I have no cav left. They got dumpstered very early on. So he's going to charge into the War Dancers with spears here. That's going to be enough to shake them up pretty good, even though it was a frontal charge, not a rear charge. But these ladies don't give up. They're still in there, look, dragging down some of his units. So I'm trying to get everybody onto his cav, but then I realize I'm never going to catch them. So let's just get everybody on the Tomb Guard here. So they keep running, but you can see, one will fall behind and they'll poke at him. Miasma is going to come down again, and that's really going to drag down their HP. He pulls over the Tomb Guard that won back here, or were winning back here, and kind of unify his forces. So this is going to be, the final fight here. The balance of power heavily in my favor at this point, so it looks like we're going to be able to pull it off. Yeah, all in all, I haven't been doing bad as the Wood Elves. It's definitely needs some work and is nowhere near as strong as I feel with Chaos, but a good faction, and we got a Pyrrhic victory there. So GG to Cadaver, an appropriate name for playing that faction. And let's take a look and see how our units did. So Drycha, 1200 value, not bad. Infantry did okay, not great. The Azrai Spears were definitely the all-stars. That is not value. That is not. I mean, he just... Setcher dumpstered my entire cav by himself, which was pretty impressive. But look at these Deepwood Scouts. 2,500, 400 for the Poisoners, 1,800 for the Steepwood Scout. They cost 700. So when you get a chance to use, all their ammo, and you're able to defend them, you can really do big things. Setcher did okay. Not a lot of value out of his infantry either, but I'd say the Tomb Guard paid for themselves. Not necessarily the halberd ones. His horse archers, some did well, some did not. His all-star was definitely the chosen of the gods. Just a very powerful unit that I didn't recognize. It got to use all of its ammo, then it got into melee. But again, good game to my opponent. If you guys can, in the comments, let me know what you want to see. Do you like just to see the replay? Do you like a little production value like I tried to do at the beginning of this one? Or do you like the more informational ones I do about tactics and strategy and stuff like that? Tell me what you want. I want you guys to be happy. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you on the ladder.